It is time to bring you up to speed on an issue that has dominated global discourse. It is in nearly every region, country, and community. It is the coronavirus pandemic. It is here with us, yet no vaccine. I am Koinsala Adetumbi, and you are watching The Diaspora. The federal government of Nigeria is working and strategizing to flatten the curve of the coronavirus pandemic. As I'm sure you are aware, there are nearly 2 million cases reported globally. And just as the cases are increasing in Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari has increased the lockdown in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Lagos, and Ogun State. Please take a listen to the highlights of President Muhammadu Buhari's broadcast.
To date, we have identified 92% of all identified contacts, while doubling the number of testing laboratories in the country and raising our testing capacity to 1,500 tests per day. We also train over 7,000 healthcare workers on infection prevention and control while deploying NCDC teams to 19 states of the Federation. Lagos and Abuja today have the capacity to admit some 1,000 patients each across several treatment centers. Many state governments have also made provisions for isolation wards and treatment centers. We will also build similar centers near our airports and land borders. Using our resources and those provided through donations, we will adequately equip and man these centers in the coming weeks. Already, healthcare workers across all the treatment centers have been provided with the personal protective equipment that they need to safely carry out the care they provide. Our hope and prayers are that we do not have to use all these centers, but we will be ready for all eventualities. At this point, I must recognize the incredible work being done by our healthcare workers and volunteers across the country, especially in frontline areas of Lagos and Ogun states, as well as the Federal Capital Territory. You are our heroes, and as a nation, we will forever remain grateful for your sacrifice during this very difficult time. More measures to motivate our healthcare workers are being introduced, which we will announce in the coming weeks. As a nation, we are on the right track to win the fight against COVID-19. However, I remain concerned about the increase in number of confirmed cases and deaths being reported across the world and in Nigeria especially. The National Center for Disease Control has informed me that a large proportion of new infections are now occurring in our communities through person-to-person contacts. So we must pay attention to the danger of close contact between person to person. At this point, I will remind all Nigerians to continue to take responsibility for the recommended measures to prevent transmission, including maintaining physical distancing, good personal hygiene, and staying at home.
A big thank you to Mr. President for his effort. In the meantime, nearly 2,000 Nigerians have registered to return home. Now, these are not Nigerians living abroad, but Nigerians who have traveled for various reasons, from medicals, professional courses, education, and so many others. So what's the update? Let's take a listen to the Chairman CEO of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Honorable Abike Dabiri Erewa, with some updates.
Hello, my brothers and sisters in the diaspora. It's another 2 weeks of lockdown here. It's tough for the whole world, and may the Lord heal the world. Now, let me give you an update on their return home. Missions have compiled names. Names are being put together at the headquarters here at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And go to the website of your mission for further updates on the next steps to be taken. Now, there's no option as to when you come back to go on 2 weeks compulsory isolation. It's not going to be voluntary. It's not going home to isolate, but 2 weeks compulsory isolation at a government-provided facility. Those who return from Togo are already in isolation at the government facility. They did their test. They were negative, but on return, they still went to a facility to be quarantined for 14 days. So when you do come home, we expect that you will do your test and then the same thing will happen. However, some have complained of, oh, it's difficult to do the test, particularly in America. Well, the missions in those countries will advise the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and based on advice given and directive given by the task force on COVID-19, decisions will be taken. But in the meantime, we do want to receive you back home. But also remember that it's important to protect the 200 million Nigerians that are here and your loved ones that you're coming to meet. So please go to your mission's website and get an update.
Thank you to the Chairman CEO of NIDCOM for the updates. And now I'll leave you with a message of hope, commitment and solidarity to fighting COVID-19 by the Nigerian High Commissioner to Sierra Leone, Dr. Habis Ibrahim Ugbada, who is also the Dean of Diplomatic Corps in Sierra Leone. His message.
My take on the COVID-19. Globally, the impact of COVID-19 is felt all over the world. As a religious person, I want to believe it is an act of God. However, while relying on God, we need to constantly adhere to the global guidelines on the prevention and management of COVID-19. I want to specially commend the government of Sierra Leone under the leadership of President Julius Maada Bio for the great work and structure put in place to curb the spread of COVID-19 in the country. As you can see, Sierra Leone is one of the few countries in Africa or all over the world with less cases of COVID-19. As at this morning, however, we have just 11 index cases. This shows that the president of this country, President Julius Maada Bio, and his team are working assiduously to check the spread of COVID-19 in the country. As the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps, I want to assure the people and government of the Sierra Leone that the diplomatic community will continue to partner with the government in the fight against COVID-19, in addition to our contribution last week to the country. I also want to extend an advice to Nigerians who are resident in Sierra Leone. I want to commend Nigerians in Sierra Leone for those far adhering to the guidelines stipulated by the government of Sierra Leone on COVID-19. Please, they should continue to obey all the laws of the country, especially the guidelines on partial lockdown. Similarly, let us keep up with the directives on social distance, washing of our hands, maintaining of hygienic environment, sanitizing our hands. That is very, very important, and that will shun us away from contracting the disease. So also, I want to extend my advice to Sierra Leoneans. I say to all my Sierra Leoneans, brothers and sisters, I want you to know that all the efforts of the President Julius Madabi on COVID-19, such as the partial lockdown, coffee, and so on, are geared towards curbing the spread of COVID-19 as the disease is contacted from human to human. The disease never go from human being to a tree, and that is why we should avoid gathering in one place. Congregational prayers from our various mosques and churches, marriages, burial ceremony, etc. should be avoided. Please, for us to quickly end COVID-19 in Sierra Leone, we need to obey these guidelines. I believe that with the efforts of the government and the necessary cooperation from the people of Sierra Leone, we shall defeat coronavirus very soon by the special grace of Allah.
So heartwarming to know that you are loved. Thank you so much, Mr. High Commissioner, for the message. Now, Nigerians in the diaspora are asking for global support to help fight the COVID-19 pandemic. Do well to give your bid. Here are the details.
For now, the best and most efficient way to avoid getting infected is through regular hygienic and sanitary practices, as well as social distancing. As individuals, we remain the greatest weapon to fight this pandemic. By washing our hands regularly with clean water and soap, disinfecting frequently used surfaces and areas, coughing into a tissue or elbow, and strictly adhering to infection prevention control measures in health facilities, we can contain this virus.
Coronavirus is dangerous. We are Nigerians, we are doctors. Please help us to stop the spread now.
Follow these 3 steps. 1. Wash your hands. 2. No contact. And 3. Keep your distance.
Da mong yeswob yerubo kukomowo yobo gaba kuda okwerewo dan san
anda ne bilanni ozo shepe wanni ho yine hidao asoje neto he waje neto he asuzu zakwai asodozo no wa asokwo onye no wa poro kukoro no odi yetetere
amu afawa uwa mi coronavirus oro awe kere omazi ogbe aepe awake pabua akpabua lo tsara me egegepa akpepe akpabua omazi
alohiko ge nabo mem lo che alenpo le kododo oda nka ga to cheduma lagba ajabole choma akelo tubo cheduma baloba egane wayo agabon oden ka ke yo mem lo cho ha legadu ajega ipo eta mega choma
dedirabe on lotte juude modon be ndiyam be sabulu idabre tata on memindira ta on hofira be juude tatabre ta on badindira on dayindira hokka koye modon kosde tati.
Ya ku jama'a, a wanke hannaye da sabulu da ruwa, a guji kusantan juna na kud da kud ta kwatankwacin yin musabaha, a ba da tazara tsakanin mutane na akalla taku 3.
Ofu bụ anyị ga-ejisi ike na-akwa aka anyị ọfụma were ncha kwụsị aka anyị ike ncha na mmiri kwọọ ya ọfụma. Nke abụọ bụ anyị ga-akwụsị ikwe ndị mmadụ n'aka na anyị dakwa obi maka ọrịa nwekwa ike isi ebe a fere onye ọzọ. Nke atọ bụ ebe ndị mmadụ gbakọrọ agbakọ ka anyị ghara ịdị na-aga ebe ahụ ma ọ bụ ebe ọkụkọ ma ebe a na-eme ihe omume ka anyị ghara ịga ebe ahụ. Bukom geenụ ntị, ihe na-atọ a dị mkpa.
Jama'a inji a shawula mukon do sare soro tullo nin kamba misal muko kullum lewaso wani ya kama gretu da nuwi indika tandon gode ya kiyayi mbei rodano
jayam only we fule chacha ho mamgere matsembule palu zwana veyo mashukuveyo tire pale ayo renga hata ke heme na ha
ẹ fọwọ́ yín pẹ̀lú omi àti ọṣẹ fún àbọ̀ ìṣẹ́jú. Ẹ jìnnà sí ara yín kẹ́ sì má bọwọ́ pẹ̀lú ẹnikẹ́ni. Ẹ fi àyè sílẹ̀ láàrin yín àti ẹnìkejì yín kó tó ẹsẹ̀ bàtà mẹ́ta.
To stop this disease, you go wash your hand well with plenty water and soap. And if you want sneeze, not sneeze enter your hand, sneeze for your elbow so that you no go spread the disease as well. This is not the time when they take the shake at all or even give hug. But if you want to greet somebody, if you do elbow or even leg greeting, when they do now. And at the same time, we fit stop the disease, make we not gather for where plenty people dey, like for party, for Owambe, or any of those things, so that we go stop the disease. So my plea again, I beg, make we come together to stop the coronavirus. Thank you. We are Nigerian doctors, and this is our message on the coronavirus.
Simply stay at home. It is better for all of us.
And now, on to our feedback segment. Thank you so much for filling out the survey, as we have collated over 1,000 responses so far. Let me share some of the highlights with you. 96% of Nigerians in diaspora want to invest in Nigeria. 58% want to invest in healthcare, while 51% are interested in real estate. 44% have advanced degrees. 27% of respondents live in the UK, 21% in the US, 6.9% in Canada. The UK is winning.
Aha! Hello, how are you? All right, now I wait for diaspora and I get talk with this morning. No be you wait the bariga or the mushi or makoko. Hold up. Yeah. Okay. Una see this link? Now for una waiting for diaspora. Where see the doubt whether follow dey Nigeria? Hello, don't think about it. This link, it go carry you direct, go the place where we say it go help you choose which investment you want to do for Nigeria. Any investment, whether na waiting, whether na bank shares, whether na agriculture, whether na real estate, whether na stock exchange, any investment wey you want to do, make sure say you click am, because anything fit happen for diaspora anytime, and it go better say if you come Nigeria, you go get where you go relax and you get investment to fall back to. Hello, make sure say you click am, because you wan say what? Wait that. Hey, okay. See, make I help you click the link. Make to click waiting. When we say na Ambiolo primary school you go, you know here when I talk say na for people waiting for diaspora. People waiting for diaspora, what are they called? I know. They are called diasporans. Let me talk to my diasporans people. Make sure say you click this link. To betterment your life. Because you won't say what the investment in your country in Nigeria is a forever life betterment. Thank you. You see the here. If you like say you don't get job for filling station, you see the here. Go. Look.
Not so fast. Look, I'm tired. I want to check out of this country for greener pastures.
Just calm down for a moment. Please sit down.
Do you have a job where you're going to?
No, but someone is arranging, Listen, Alinko. Checking out of this country without proper planning means one thing. Unimaginable begin. I've been in the diaspora, but legitimately doing great things at home and abroad. As I've been saying, without the proper footing abroad, the risk is not worth it. Listen, Alinko, it's better to be home than be trapped abroad, or even end up in prison.
Thank you so much for staying through the program. It's been worthwhile. And in case you have anything to share with us, please do not hesitate to do so as we expect feedback on our show. Remember, you can reach us on all our social media platforms. On Facebook at Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, on Twitter at nidcom_gov, on our Instagram page at nidcom_gov, and on our website at www.nidcom.gov.ng. You can also join us on DSTV at NTA Network News on Friday at 10:30 a.m., on NTA International on Tuesday at 6 a.m. and 10:05 p.m., on NTA News 24 on Friday at 2:30 p.m., and on Sunday at 11:30 a.m. You can also join us on WAP TV on Monday at 10 p.m. I remain your host, Koinsola Adetumbi. See you next time.